Why does saving money at the beginning feel like running on a treadmill? You wake up early, work, come home exhausted, and repeat the next day. Payday comes. You set aside a portion. Transfer it to a savings account, maybe to a mutual fund, or to stocks. It feels right. But when you check your balance, the numbers feel small, not zero, but not enough to matter either. And that's when a quiet question starts to surface. Is this even worth it? You're not someone who splurges. You don't live for weekends out. You might even refuse new gadgets or trips just to save. Yet life still feels stagnant. Your savings grow, yes, but it doesn't make you feel secure. It doesn't make you feel free. It doesn't make you feel like you've leveled up. And what makes it worse? On social media, everyone else seems to be ahead. Some people own a house at 25. Some have investments worth millions. Some claim financial freedom before 30. Meanwhile, you're still trying to reach that first milestone, that six-figure mark. And then these thoughts creep in. Am I late? Maybe the system is unfair. Or maybe I'm just not smart enough? But if we're honest, you've been doing the right things. Working hard, saving consistently, investing, learning about money. Still, it feels heavy, as if life put you in a phase designed to test your patience. And maybe you're in that phase right now, where every rupiah feels small, every gain feels slow, every step forward feels invisible. And the most exhausting part isn't the money itself, it's the mental toll. Because you keep moving forward, but you haven't yet seen results big enough to prove you're on the right path. So today, we're not talking about getting rich quick. We're not talking about secret stocks or magic investments. We're talking about a simple truth. Why the first $100,000 feels brutally hard, and why after that everything changes. Not because you suddenly got smarter, not because you got luckier, but because math and momentum are quietly at work behind the scenes. And once you understand this, you might stop feeling behind and start seeing what you're doing now, not as a failure, but as the hardest, most important part of the journey. Let's be honest, most of us didn't start with wealth. No inheritance, no family business to take over. We start with our first paycheck. Maybe it's minimum wage, maybe slightly above it. At first it feels enough, because there aren't many obligations. But slowly life starts demanding more. Rent or mortgage, transportation, food, phone bills, streaming subscriptions, gifts for family, friends' weddings. And then you realize life is expensive, so you commit to change. Okay, I need to save. You track expenses, separate needs from wants, resist temptations. Friends want to hang out? You say no. New phone every year? You hold off. Vacations? You think twice. And every month you manage to put money aside. 500,000 rupiah, 1 million, 2 million on a good month. You feel proud because you know not everyone can be this disciplined. But after a year, you check your balance. It's up, yes, but it doesn't feel like much. You're still working the same job, still waking up early, still worried about emergencies. Your savings haven't made you feel secure, and that's exhausting, because on paper you're doing everything right, but emotionally it feels slow. Unexpected expenses hit hard. Your hard-earned savings can vanish in an instant. Motorbike breaks down, laptop crashes, family needs help. It feels like taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Many people get frustrated at this stage, not because they have no money, but because progress feels invisible. It's like filling a leaky bucket. The water goes in, but it never seems full. Then come the temptations. Just enjoy life now. Try a high-return investment to catch up. Maybe I'm just too slow. Because slow saving feels boring. There's no thrill, no instant reward, no dramatic leap. And it's worse when you compare yourself to others. You feel left behind. But in reality, most adults between 18 and 40 are in the same boat, working hard, being responsible, but still feeling financially stuck. It's not failure. It's being in the phase where results are invisible, where the foundations are quietly being laid. And the problem is, foundations are never glamorous. Here comes a truth that's often uncomfortable. At the beginning, your money barely helps you. You do most of the work, not your investments, not your savings. Let's look at simple numbers. Say you've saved 20 million rupiah. You invest it with a 10% annual return. How much does that make? 2 million per year. Around 166,000 per month. Even less than a few casual outings. Now, what if you have 50 million? 10% return? 5 million per year. Better, yes, but still not life-changing. You can't quit your job. You don't feel fully secure. You can't pay a mortgage comfortably. In short, In the early phase, active income is your main engine. Savings and investment are just minor boosters. Many people expect small investments to create big change. Mathematically, it's almost impossible. Returns are percentages. A small base produces small returns. Now imagine you have roughly $100,000 or 1.5 billion rupiah. 10% annual return, $15,000 a year, around $1,250 a month. And now money starts working for you. It becomes a machine. The difference is stark. Below a certain threshold, you push everything yourself. Above it, money starts pushing with you. The harsh truth? To reach that point, almost everyone must endure a long, slow phase. No dramatic spikes, no overnight growth. Just slow, steady, invisible progress. And because it's slow, many feel stuck. But progress is happening. It just isn't visible yet. It's not about being lazy, not about bad investment choices, not about being too cautious. It's simply the way math works. Compound interest sounds magical, but in the beginning it doesn't feel magical. It needs time, and it needs a sufficiently large base to create impact. So if you feel tired but see little reward, you're likely not on the wrong path. You're in the natural early phase, and understanding this is crucial. So you don't blame yourself for something that's supposed to feel hard. To make it clearer, let's use a simple analogy. Imagine pushing a car that's broken down. At first, it doesn't move at all. Heavy. No matter how hard you push, it moves just a few inches. If you don't understand physics, you might think, this will never move. But in reality, you're battling inertia. Once the car starts moving, the push becomes easier. And once it gains momentum, it can roll almost on its own with minimal effort. Money works the same way. In the beginning, you fight financial inertia. Your base is small. Returns are small. Compound effect is invisible. Every extra dollar feels insignificant. But what you're really doing is creating first motion. Now think of another analogy. Building a machine. On day 1, you have one bolt. Day 2, you attach a wheel. Day 3, you connect some wires. To an outsider, it looks like nothing's happening. But every part matters. Stop before it's complete and the machine never works. The same applies to your first $100,000. Below a certain threshold, gains feel tiny despite huge effort. Above it, even small percentage gains can create meaningful results. It's like a snowball. You roll a small snowball through snow, it barely grows. But once it's bigger, every roll makes it grow faster. The point is simple. Early phase isn't about speed. It's about accumulating mass. You're adding weight to the snowball, building your machine, giving the car its first push. And that's not glamorous. No applause, no validation, no viral graphs, only small, consistent progress. That's why so many give up. They expect massive results from massive effort. But in momentum systems, big results only come after the slow, invisible phase. Once you understand this, you stop chasing spikes and start valuing accumulation. Because the real winners aren't the fastest starters. They're the ones patient enough to build momentum until the system works almost automatically. Now the question isn't, why is this hard? It's, how should I see this phase correctly? Because if your perspective is wrong, this crucial phase feels like failure. Many start with the wrong expectation. They think the goal is to earn huge returns from investments. But in the early phase, that's not true. The goal is to build capacity. Capacity to earn. Capacity to save. Capacity to endure. Below the first $100,000, your focus shouldn't be money working for me. It should be building your money-making engine. This means enhancing your skills is far more impactful than picking the perfect stock. Negotiating salary may matter more than chasing a few percent in investments. Adding $2 million per month in income can outperform high-risk investments. Because early on, your input matters far more than what your money produces. The problem is social media rarely shows this phase. It only shows the end result. Big portfolios. Passive income. Graphs shooting up. When you compare early stage you to someone's mature stage, it feels discouraging. But you're just in a different chapter. Here, perspective matters more than tactics. Stop measuring success by how fast you get rich. Start measuring it by how strong your foundation is. Stop expecting life to change dramatically in 2 years. Think in horizons of 10, 15 years. This is a long game, and the key concept is critical mass. Below it, growth feels slow. Above it, growth feels almost magical. Magic isn't sudden. It's the result of long, consistent effort. So if it feels exhausting now, ask, am I building my capacity each year? If yes, you're on the right track. It might not be dramatic. It might not be viral. It might not be visible. but it's steady, and steadiness is powerful. Because the early phase isn't about speed. It's about surviving long enough to reach momentum. Now, what can you do in this early phase? Focus isn't on getting rich fast. It's on building a strong foundation. Here's how. 1. Invest in yourself, not just in stocks. Your money is small now, returns are small. Skill building, higher income potential, and side hustles pay off more than tiny percentages in the beginning. 2. Focus on savings ratio, not absolute numbers. Instead of, I must save 10 million per month, aim for a percentage, like 20–30% of income. Consistency is more important than big numbers. 3. Control lifestyle inflation. Resist the urge to upgrade every time you earn more. Let increases build your capital, not just your spending. 4. Automate savings and investments. Automatic transfers prevent delays and make consistency effortless. Focus on growing your capacity, not fighting monthly discipline. 5. Measure progress yearly, not monthly. Early growth is slow. Monthly tracking can feel discouraging. Annual perspective shows accumulation and momentum forming. The early phase is not about instant results. It's about building your machine. Consistency in these 5 areas builds momentum, making the first $100,000, which feels brutal now, eventually achievable. Take a deep breath. If it feels hard now, if it feels like every month is a grind with little reward, it's okay. This doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you're not smart. It doesn't mean you're not trying hard enough. This is simply the early phase, the quiet, hard, invisible phase. The phase most people never talk about, but the one that shapes long-term success. Think of the broken-down car, the snowball, the machine you're building. At first, it's heavy. Every effort seems small. Progress feels invisible. But every push, every skill you learn, every bolt you place, builds momentum. One day, math and momentum will work for you. You'll reach a point where money begins to generate money, and you'll look back realizing all the struggle was meaningful. Many give up because they expect instant results. Big results come from patience, discipline, and focus on the process. Right now, focus on the process. Build skill. Save consistently. Control lifestyle. Automate investments. Think long-term. The early phase is not a failure. It's preparation. Persist long enough, and one day, all those small steps will feel like a giant leap. Because true wealth is not just numbers in a bank account. It's the capacity to build a stable, calm, and meaningful life.